Hey everyone, Metagross Freak here. Today I'm taking a look at Transformers Titans Return. This is a Titan Master Pack looking at Skytread. The reason I bought this pack was because the Titan Master head, reminds me a lot of Blitzwing, and I actually just bought the Voyager figure for Blitzwing, so look forward to seeing that video in another day or two. Not only that, but his accessories turn into a tank and a jet, just like Blitzwing. So if you can't find or afford the Voyager figure for Blitzwing, this is kind of basically the closest you're going to get. Instead of being a tan and purple robot that turns into a tank and a jet, you have a brown and magenta robot that turns into a tank and a jet. Despite the similarities in color scheme and ult modes, he's actually not supposed to be Blitzwing. He's actually based after Flywheels. Flywheels was a character similar to Overlord, who was a tank and a jet that combined into one single robot. So this is actually a fairly faithful reenactment of his Gen 1 counterpart. I don't know why Hasbro / Takara Tomy didn't use the Flywheel name, but if you think about it, Fly, Sky, Wheels, Tread, it's not perfect, but, I mean, it's close enough. And here we have Skytread / Flywheels, and, you know, literally taking him right out of the package, I can already see, I know it might be hard to see, you can see a little patch of lighter plastic right there. That is not a shine, that is actually a stress mark. I literally took him out of the package and he already had a stress mark, meaning that the plastic piece here was kind of forced into the ball socket. The other arm was able to articulate fine. This arm, the one with the stress mark, is very tight. So I think there may have been a manufacturing error. Turns out that there actually are a number of these figures with manufacturing errors in the legs, that apparently a lot of this leg piece is assembled improperly, making it impossible to fold up the legs properly. I was worried mine had a similar issue, but it seems to fold up fine, so it could be that I maybe got a little lucky on that. Face sculpt for the Titan Master head is very nice, very reminiscent of Blitzwing in my opinion. I'm familiar with Blitzwing, of course, because of the Transformers animated series, so I don't really know Flywheels. So for me, this looks like Blitzwing, just like how Ape Face looks like Soundwave, despite them all being separate characters. Alright, let's get to the reason why you came here. That's to look at the accessory. All the Titan Master Packs have an accessory that actually is a triple changer. It has a vehicle mode, a weapon mode, and a third mode, which is either a second vehicle or an alternative alt form, such as a beast or something. There is always one mode that looks like total crap, and one mode that looks amazing, and this tank mode, for sure, is pretty nice. I mean, we've got the details on the treads, we got the little tanks and the little cannons that swivel independently. You notice they can go independently. That's pretty great. You can see the handle for the weapon mode, and just like how Flywheels was a Decepticon, Skytread has a little Decepticon symbol as well. And he even has a place for Skytread to sit. I'm actually going to just flip his arms up. I believe I can just plug him in. Because of the way his legs are, since the legs are a little loose on mine, it might take a second or two to get him in. 1 second. There we go. It was a little difficult because the hips on mine are a little loose, but there we go. There's Skytread sitting on his tank, and it looks cute. I wouldn't store him like this, but that's a cute tank mode. Honestly, I'd rather just have him separate, you know, marching along next to the tank. But yeah, the tank mode is great. I love the molding for it, and then on the bottom, of course, you can see part of the next mode. So normally I don't show transformations, but this one is so easy that I basically am. There's no point in skipping it. You literally flip the tank over, flip out the nose cone. There you go. Fold out these panels for the jet mode. Yep, that's how simple the jet mode is. If you want to get him sitting, now, the official way to do it is that you're supposed to stick his head in like that. The head is supposed to lay flat against the inner cavity here, and then these legs are supposed to sit on this little ramp here. It does not do that easily though, because you stick the head in, and immediately you run into the problem of not being able to get his butt down. The little nub at the top of his helmet, right there, is just a little too tall for him to easily be able to go flush. The legs can fold down, again, not very easily, but that's the best I can do. I can't get it to sit flush, but that's the best I can do. Honestly, this looks like a really dumb way of storing a Titan Master. I'd be worried that the legs would break off or something. Honestly, I think you're better off just sitting him in like that. I mean, you risk losing him because he's not pegged in or anything, but, I mean, that's a little bit better. If you thought that transformation was easy, check out how to get to the weapon mode. All you have to do is fold in the panels. Ta-da! And then, and I wish I was joking, you flip out the handle, and that's it. Yep, you have the plane with the treads and the gun. I wish I was joking. You have a big gun that just has random vehicle parts hanging off. You got the barrel. It's dumb. It's dumb. Unfortunately, this can't flip out anymore. So, if you don't like the weapon mode, because let's be honest, this is dumb, and if you don't like the jet mode, assuming I can get it open, if you don't like the jet mode, your only real option is the tank mode, which, I'll be honest, I do think this is okay for the tank mode, actually for weapon mode, because on this, when it's closed, you might not notice the little missiles on the sides. But when you flip the panels open, the missiles are on top. So now, if you have it hold it like an underslung gun, you have the cannon pieces up here and little missiles on the side. In regards to the weapon mode, they did the best they could with what they had, because they had to get a weapon mode out of it. The jet mode is weak, to say the least. But, I mean, at least it vaguely resembles a jet. The tank mode is amazing. I realize that this little pack is only, I think it's $5, but really you're gonna buy this for the head and for the tank mode, because this tank looks adorable. If you have Broadside, or maybe the Galvatron or the Megatron figure, this little guy goes along perfectly. Especially on Broadside, because Broadside is a boat. He's a military boat, but if you have any of the bases, the leader class bases, this would go along pretty well with any of the base modes. Doesn't matter if it's a leader class figure or a Voyager. These guys go along great alongside but the plane mode is definitely weak, and the weapon mode is just terrible. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and let's see, aim this at the pew 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 pew.